Shalom, giving all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation, as always, to the elect. All right, and this is going to be more on the Sabbath. I'll try to make this short because you do have particular people who do want understanding. All right, and though we understand none of us are keeping the Sabbath perfectly, all right, there are particular things that we can control and do to show our faith. And as the scriptures say, we are to keep the Sabbath holy. Now, we already went to the scriptures in my previous video, and brothers have done videos on it pertaining to the law, all right, which the particular camp who's pushing this madness, all they talk about is the law. Well, according to the law, all right, you are unclean when you perform the act of sex, all right, which makes you unholy, which the Sabbath day is to be kept holy, all right, of course, to the best of your ability in this captivity. And I can't wait until the day that we are able to keep the Sabbath in its purest form, man. I can't wait to feel that and see that and actually do it. All right. Well, however, we're here. We rehearse the righteous acts. Now, a dude left a comment on my page, but I'm not going to even address that madness. He said, in order for the law to be established, all right, you need 2 or 3 precepts, which he has mixed up with the 2 or 3 witnesses that are needed, all right, to condemn a person to either being stoned or if he's an adulterer or something. You need 2 or 3 witnesses that actually saw him do it, and particularly 3 for him to be condemned, all right? And he took that to say, well, you need 2 or 3 precepts to establish the law. Well, the law is the law, all right? And the word precept, I believe, is yashab. It means a command, okay? And there's particular laws, all right, that don't have precepts to go with them. So does that mean we can't establish them? You guys are absolutely out of your mind. And I figured out at the end of the day, I figured out what it is, man, with these guys. It's because they follow the Saturday sundown, the Friday sundown, Saturday sundown Sabbath, which makes them bound, all right, to every Friday sundown and every Saturday sundown being a Sabbath, man. And they're getting tired of it. So they're trying to find a gray area or a loophole out of being bound to every Friday sundown, because box on a Friday night is absolutely amazing. or Saturday in the afternoon, you may be with your woman. But if you follow the Sabbath correctly, okay, the new moon, according to the Gregorian calendar, the new moon can fall on a Sunday, all right, through a Saturday. So if the new moon is from a Wednesday sundown to a Thursday sundown, all right, that's the new moon. That's the beginning of a new month. All right. The Sabbath for that month would be from Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. And then when Friday came, you will be able to do your thing, but you're not following the Sabbath correctly. So you're bound to a permanent Friday sundown to Saturday sundown Sabbath, which the Bible has nowhere written Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, but you're bound to that. But now you're trying to find a loophole out of it. All right. Now we're going to get into the Sabbath a little more as I've been conversing with fellow brethren and priests. All right. And hey, that's the beauty of the brotherhood, man. You go over topics, you talk about things, and you get understanding and new perspectives, man. So call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for the brotherhood. Now, this is the book of Sirach, all right, 33, and I'll start at 7. It said, why doth one day excel another? All right, we know we have the Sabbath day. It says, when as the light of every day is in the years of the sun. It says, by the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered the seasons and feast. It says, some of them have he made high days and hallowed them like the Sabbath. That's a hallowed day. Now, what does hallowed mean? It basically means holy, man. Okay. Hallowed means separate, holy, sanctified. Okay. It says, and some of them have he made ordinary days. So you have, all right, days where you can have sex, but the Sabbath day the Lord have hallowed, all right, for himself, for you to keep it holy. Okay. Now, this is the book of Exodus chapter 31 and 14. All right. And I don't see the big deal, man. All right. But the deal is y'all bound to that Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. and you burning, you know, you want to get it on Friday. Well, if you kept the Sabbath correctly, which right now we're in the Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom, all right? The new moon for this month landed on a Wednesday at sundown. So the Sabbath for that month would have to be, because if day one of a Hebrew calendar starts at the new moon, then how else could the Sabbath be dictated? If the new moon falls on Esau's calendar on a Monday, how could the Sabbath be on a Friday, sundown? But anyway, like I said in the last video, I digress. This is Exodus chapter 31 and 14. All right, it says, ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Now, the word for defileth here, okay, the word for defileth here, all right, is halal. All right. Now, here it is. To profane, defile, pollute, desecrate, begin, profane oneself, to defile oneself, ritually, sexually, man. So here we see clearly that you're not supposed to have sex on the Sabbath day, man. Okay. And I've been judged, all right, earlier in my walk for entertaining even the thought and trying to find a loophole. And I knew it was the Lord, man. So that's the law, man. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 5. There's a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. So within the scriptures, there's a time to refrain from embracing, all right, your woman, man. And that's on the Sabbath day, man. You just don't lie with her. What's the big deal, man? We're supposed to be preparing ourselves for what's to come, man. Temptation. If you can't do that, then damn, man. All right. Isaiah 51, 58 and 13, it says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure. Now they say this pleasure has nothing to do with sex. Now this is Genesis chapter 18. All right. Real quick, show you that pleasure is sex, man. This is Sarah speaking. All right. Genesis 18 and 12. Therefore, Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure? And what is the pleasure? It's sex, man. She's talking about having sex, having a child, man. My Lord being old also. So sex is pleasure, man. The pleasure that cometh with sleep. When you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, the seed of man, the pleasure that cometh with sleep, man. Clear as day, man. Okay, sex is the most pleasure, all right, we get, all right, in this flesh, man, outside of course, knowing the truth and all of that, man. All right. This is 1 Samuel 21 and 4. And the priest answered David and said, there is no common bread under mine hand, but there is hallowed bread. If the young men have kept themselves, all right, at the least from women, all right, then David answered and said unto him, of a truth, women have been kept from us, all right, about these 3 days since I am come out, and the vessels of the young men are holy. What made them holy? What was a part of that? What made them holy? Keeping themselves from women, man. Come on now. Come on, cuz. All right. Sirach 19 and 5, whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. And you guys are taking pleasure in wickedness, but he that resisted pleasures crowneth his life, man. Okay. So he that taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisted pleasures crowneth his life, man. And you're supposed to resist your pleasures on that day, man. Okay. Ecclesiastes 18 and 31, if thou givest thy soul, all right, the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies that malign thee. So you guys are getting ready to be confounded, and you're pushing a false doctrine onto the nation of Israel, man. And see, there's a lot of times you don't want to say anything because it's like, you know, I'm tired of these niggas. But at the same time, the prophets have to stand up and say something, all right, about particular things. So with that, shalom.